I got 2 questions from my wife right now.
Oh, yeah?
I know it's coming straight from the barracks. Let's see what these 2 questions... I got 2 questions
Can't
right
wait. It's
now.
coming from Tim. She's
I don't
sitting
know.
next to Tim.
She said, how often does he watch Bees videos?
Yeah, that's coming from Tim. So, yeah, Tim created these videos called Bees videos.
Okay.
And they're incredible.
Okay.
Dude, they're so good.
Skate videos or just...
Yeah, it's from it's from like Wisconsin.
Okay.
Like Milwaukee and stuff. Like and like it's just a homey video, but it's comedic timing and whatnot. It's like these dudes are having a great time.
It's like Jackass vibes or
no, because they're not doing stuff to each other. It's like there's one part of the video where they have like a cat's face like photoshopped and like cut out on like just a plain background.
Okay.
And it's going with the music, and the cat like opens up its mouth and bees start flying out of its mouth and going back into its ear or something like that. Like, and it's just like cycling. And dude, I remember laughing my ass off. Like,
I can find him on YouTube probably.
I bet you can. I mean, you need to ask Moon.
And then he actually wins Hot Wax. That's your band.
Yeah, that's my fake band.
How's it fake? Did you guys never play shows?
We never played. We weren't a band. So
who was in the band?
It's funny. So Hot Wax was, we would dress up as like an 80s hair metal band.
That's awesome.
And it was a fake 80s hair metal band. And we thought about like what would be the cheesiest, most like 80s hair metal band name. And so it was Hot Wax. And then everybody had like crews, like skate crews, and ours just ended up being the Hot Wax Crew, which was the name of our fake 80s hair metal band.
Okay, gotcha.
And so yeah, we even had like band photo shoots and stuff like that, but we never ever did anything.
No songs or practice stuff like that.
No, you know what's funny is we wrote like 11 garage band hip hop songs.
Wow.
Yeah, and they are ruthless. Like they're basically just joke songs.
Who's singing them?
It's just Tom Ass is on one, Ian, Justin, myself, Kyle, Pomp, Horn.
It'd be bad if these songs came out.
Chachi.
It's too wild.
Oh, they're wild as shit.
Okay.
Like they need to stay exactly.
This is not the climate for them to come out. Yeah, it's too wild.
Hell no.
Yeah.
It was like we had songs like Locals Only where we're just talking shit about people in our town, and like it's just funny. We've talked shit about ourselves too, like
I'm sure.
Yeah, like one of the things is like Locals Only where you're just talking shit about like somebody from your local town, like a dude that works at your work and stuff like that, and then Ian picked himself to talk shit on.
Nice.
So he just talks shit about himself. So good.
So did you ever want to play music, like play guitar in a band, or?
Oh yeah, it's totally that thing where like my passion and hobby became my life.
Yeah.
And so you have other dreams, and the other dream would be to like win a battle of the bands or be able to like play music
and we talked about it, to be a singer and sing.
God, nobody wants to sing as bad as I do. Nobody. I want to be able to sing like powerfully and beautifully more than anybody.
But what would you do to take it to that level? Would you actually take singing lessons? Would you be serious about it, or is it just something that you think you can't accomplish? Because I feel like everything you said you could do, you've accomplished. Totally,
but like there are things like dunk a basketball where like, you know, like you have to be God-given something.
Okay,
right?
That's a good one. That's a good point.
So yeah, like I also could have been a really good football player. Except for if you've seen a football player lately, dudes are born different.
They're back then, maybe.
Yeah, they're fucking huge and they're fast, and like there's a reason why they all get hurt.
But could you learn to say? I said, Chris, learn this H2O song, and next time we play in LA, I'm gonna have you come up play live. Have you ever played on a stage live with a band?
No, just karaoke.
So I can make your dream come true.
Please don't. Dude, I'll skate in front of 10,000.
I know.
But like the idea of being on stage in front of people who like,
it's such a rush, man.
Oof.
It's a different rush than skateboarding, man. It's a rush. It's It's incredible, man.
From all the karaoke I've done, I kind of feel like I know. I love karaoke, though, I gotta say.
At least I love to do karaoke to see you do karaoke.
Dude, do you do karaoke?
I do. I've done it only done in Japan every time I've been there.
Really?
Only in Japan, and it's so fun.
You know what? That's the funniest thing, because I feel like singers of bands are the last people to ever do karaoke.
I did feel weird doing it, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess
Because
I don't know.
then you have to do your best. Then if you're a singer in a band, you can't go up there and be bad at karaoke. But if you're not a singer, you get away with being bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's whatever songs they pick for me. And my friends picked a hard one. I don't know. It's hard, man.
Well, that's the thing, because there are you said that I got the pipes for Eddie Money, but Eddie Money, his pipes are different than mine. I have the pipes for some Elton John. Some, right? He has a certain sort of deep gruff to him, whereas I can't go up at all. So I need a partner to be able to do the high notes, and I'll bring in the low end.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a background singer. You know what I mean? You
still could accomplish these things, though.
These are things, that and being a studio guitarist.
Oh yeah.
To play soft rock solos.
It's pretty cool.
Turn
man.
your guitar.
People
into
listening
a voice.
out there, pay attention to this stuff. This guy has some goals that maybe we could help happen.
Well, there's a guy on Instagram called Kfiro, like Kfiro, and he plays incredible guitar, and he turns his guitar into a voice, right? It's just a voice, and he's so good at it. And
I've seen this, man.
I'm like, that dude nails it. That dude does what I wish I could do.
Is it just him there shredding to every kind of song?
Yeah, and he'll play well-known songs, like the Coffin Dance song.
Does he do other things too, like hip hop or different styles?
Yeah,
I think it's a guy. I think this is it, man.
He'll do like a Post Malone song.
Yes,
and he'll play the vocal part of it even.
And it would do a Tupac song I saw. He did a Rage Against the Machine maybe. I noticed this dude. He's sitting on his porch. And it's incredible. I sent it to my friend. It's incredible. And all of a sudden, he's playing the bass and guitar at the same time.
Yeah, because he's just really good. He's really good.
Wow, man, he is incredible.
Yeah, he's great. And or he'll have a looper pedal, and already the backup track that he just played on the looper pedal is already good.
Okay.
He's filling out the sound with an incredible backup that he just played on the looper.
Do you have a favorite guitarist? Somebody looked up to?
Yeah, Alexi. Alexi's the dude. Alexi Leho from Children of Bodom.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a lot of them.
Everybody has that one guy. I forgot his name, man.
Steve Vai?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Joe Satriani's the shit.
Okay.
And Joe taught Steve Vai how to play guitar.
Okay.
And Kirk Hammett.
Oh.
So he taught both of those dudes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And you're like, yo, that on your resume alone is already you're the shit.
Prince is amazing too. I think he's very underrated as just a guitar player.
Absolutely. He's
shredder, man.
And also he did the right things. It wasn't just look at how many notes I can play. He was playing really good. There's only 3 notes and he's doing some bends to get there. He's only playing 3 frets, but he's playing them right.
Yeah. He's just perfect, man.
Yeah, he ripped. And it's funny when you see the videos of him kind of come out, beat that ass on the guitar and then throw the guitar off. And he's now he's back dancing.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite musicians or bands that you love?
Oh yeah.
You have a top 5?
Top 5 right now is Children of Bodom, Smashing Pumpkins, Every Time I Die, The Sword, Elton John.
Wow. Super diverse.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's a great one, man.
You know what?
Elton John. Wow, left field. I like that.
Love Elton John. Oh.
So many hits, man.
Sir Elton John. What a stud. You know who I've been really feeling too, and I always listen to on my way home from a long drive? Once I hit, if I'm coming home from LA, once I hit Pendleton, it's almost exclusively Whitney Houston all the way home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting too.
Whitney Houston rips, dude.
She
Rips.
has amazing songs, amazing singers too.
So good. And you hear like there's like such power. Somehow they've captured it in the recording.
Mm-hmm.
If you know to listen for it, you can hear that power come through.
Okay.
In certain moments of the song where you're like, yo.
Yeah, you ever seen the Whitney doc?
No.
It just came out. It's heavy. You should see it though. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. That her life story doesn't give you all the good feels.
As the songs do.
You know,
no, I know.
The life story is rough, so you know that it's not going to end great, but it's still worth a watch.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she's incredible, man. That's pretty. Elton John, Whitney Houston. Wow.
Right though, I mean, like, oh.
But when's the last time you listened to 36 Chambers?
Oh shit. Not long ago. You know why?
I want to bring back Cold Tang so bad, man.
You want to bring it back?
So bad. I know Vern does. I want to bring Cold Tang back. You have that shirt still?
No. I don't know where that shirt is. But I know, like, I mean, Vern witnessed that shirt probably more than I did.
That's a good birthday present, I think.
For Vern?
No, for you. Like, I bring it back like an airbrush. Like,
dude, we should make a Vern Tang shirt.
Vern Tang. Maybe like on like your 50th, a wave or something like that.
Yeah, just like what year will I be able to wear a shirt with my name on it again? Like, what year do I not give a shit? You know?
What would be your favorite trick?
Ever?
One that you still love doing and can still do it to this day. That's a good one.
Oh, I can still do.
Because you're getting older, man.
Oh yeah, I can still do all the tricks. Which trick I've ever done, or what trick do I like doing?
You still love doing. It never gets old.
Oh, you know what? I kind of realized I really like shove it heel flips.
Okay.
They feel cool.
Yeah.
Tray flips always feel cool, but like I feel like people do them too much, but they're great. A good crooked grind.
Sick too, yeah.
Good crooked grind. My favorite move is to go fast at something like a gap and ollie it and completely clear it by like so much.
Okay.
But you've made it so that you can land nice and smooth like a plane lands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
Because you just blasted super far.
Yeah.
That's my favorite trick.
That's just fun. That's cool.
It's the best. It's the best. Especially like when you know you've got that ollie.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't though, you're bummed.
Yeah.
You kick it out and you're like flying in the air.
So as you get older, does it feel different doing those tricks? Like obviously different body aches and different.
That's the difference is that I have to like stretch my hips more, because of just like years and years of scar tissue buildup and stuff like that. I have to stretch my hips because your hip gets tight and it tightens up your hip flexors, which pulls on your lower back on your spine, pulls on your vertebrae right there, and it also messes with your knee.
Oh.
So your knee starts to hurt and your IT bands start to hurt and you're like, this sucks. So you have to stretch your hips and get those things open and just warm up properly.
Yeah.
And then you're good to go and you're having a great time.
So that really works. All that stretching really works.
Totally. And eating better. Like making sure that you eat, like if you eat a healthy breakfast that has all the right sort of like the right type of fats and things like that to really give you that juice.
Yeah.
Like if I eat avocado in the morning, I have way more energy throughout the day. Way more.
I'm going to try that actually.
Dude, avocados are like, they're
just an avocado in the morning.
Yeah. Like if you, like I eat other stuff too, because I'll eat eggs and high grain toast, bunch of water, avocado, a completely different day for me.
Wow.
Especially
man.
since you run.
Yeah.
Like you want to burn that energy. Avocado is the way to go.
Okay.
I'm
going to add that to my diet. Actually, I have avocado, but not in the morning. That sounds awesome with something.
You know what? I went to the barracks for run and gun, right? And I went you get 24 hours to be locked in the park. What I decided to do was take half of one day and then the morning half of the next day.
Okay.
And I went for the half of the one day and I drained myself so instantly. I was just done.
Okay.
Like pretty fast. And I was pretty concerned about the next day. Like, dude, what am I going to do? So I talked to this dude, Jay Marr, who I was going, and he was like training me like physical therapist style, like, and I was working out with him. And I asked him, like, hey, what do I do? Right. And he's like, here's your diet for the next morning. And he told me that thing that I just told you.
Wow.
And a pinch of Himalayan sea salt in the water. Right. And so I did that, and I came back that next morning, and I was a different human being.
Holy shit. Himalayan salt in the water too?
Yeah, like a pinch of it. And it just helps your body like retain the water and not just instantly just sweat and piss it out. Like
So
you
is that
hold
something
some.
You do all the time now?
Only when it's necessary.
Yeah.
Only when it's like, I try to drink way more water nowadays because
Me too,
I
I'm
find
trying.
myself getting dehydrated.
Because you drink coffee. And that dehydrates you, right?
Yeah, there's like diuretics all over the place. And also like if you drink alcohol, that's a diuretic too.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, people are like hungover. People get hangovers, and usually it's just how your body deals with the sugars and the dehydration. That is your hangover. But like I get migraines, and it doesn't happen that often, but it happens like a couple times a year.
I heard that's brutal, man. I never had one.
Dude, they're awful. They're on some like don't keep a gun in your house if you get migraines.
You go into a dark room and stuff too, just like
dark room. You can't see. Everything hurts.
That's
your eyes
scary,
hurt,
man.
and it's 4 hours every time. 4 hours exactly.
wow.
The things that work for me are weed, Aleve because ibuprofen and acetaminophen don't work the same as naproxen, and naproxen works better for a migraine because a migraine follows the same patterns on the top lobes of the brain
Okay.
as a stroke does.
Okay.
And Aleve works better with that type of symptom.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's crazy.
My doctor said, like, have you tried naproxen? Try Aleve. And I tried Aleve, and it was incredible. So
Okay.
but also the number one reason for migraines is dehydration.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every time my kids start to like get a headache, I'm like, drink water.
It's funny how fast that works. So when you do have a headache, you drink water.
Dude.
How fast it goes away. You know you're in tune with your body. You know what I mean?
Yep. And also, if you can make drinking water cool and fun,
Lemon in there, whatever. Yeah.
just whatever you got to do, dude. Just get that water. Just be like, I'm pounding water. Like, look how much water I drank. Like, it's like
Especially for kids, obviously, because a lot of kids don't like drink water.
oh my God, no, they don't. And I remember being a kid, and I didn't either. I remember drinking just like so many Pepsis, and it's just like, look at all the Pepsis I drank today.
Do you get lots of body pains throughout your life? Like always sore?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I probably have a little bit more of a dull, like more of a pain tolerance, because I imagine my body's in more pain than I know.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
But you do notice pain more, like in your mid-20s. You don't notice pain. You're an animal.
Yeah.
All the way to 30. And then like 32 rolls around, like things hurt a little bit more, take a little bit longer to heal. Bruises don't go away as fast. A shinner just stays forever.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the weirdest thing is like, I'll get a shinner and like wonder why it's still there like 3 weeks later. I'm like, why is this thing still here? It's just
When you get older.
that's it.
Did you ever feel like quitting at all skateboarding ever?
One time, I remember it. I was out front of my mom's house. I was skating the curb, and God, what was I on? I was probably skating I think I was skating a Fred Smith.
Oh, sick.
An Alva
Sick.
Fred Smith, a random model. I actually
Cool.
called Alva offices like a couple months ago trying to get the graphic, but but it was a random model, and I was a kid, right? And this board was huge, right? So when it would hit you in the shin, it would be catastrophic,
Yeah.
right? and I got hit in the shin like a couple times in the same spot. If you get hit twice in the same spot, it makes you want to barf.
Yeah, it's
right?
brutal.
So I got hit, and it was the only time I remember like being so frustrated by the trick and then getting hit for the second or third time in the same spot on my shin and just being like in tears walking in the house like I wanted to be done. And I was back out in like a record amount of time. I was like back out front in like an hour. That was it. That was the only time
ever.
You
never got burnt on the business or the industry and all that stuff?
No, I mean, you know what's funny is I think I've separated that.
Awesome.
I've been burnt on like the industry and the business of it, but it's never changed my skateboarding.
Your love for skateboarding.
Yeah. You know, I feel like people are like that. People say things like skateboarding in the Olympics, like they'll be so against it, and they're just like, they're vehemently like, this ruins skateboarding. Things like that, right? Like people are inflammatory. Nothing ruins your skateboarding with your friends.
No.
Right? Out front, like our experience out front of the house, on the curb, in the parking lots, like building a ramp, all that stuff doesn't get altered by anything.
No. Not at all, man.
You know? So I've been able to separate the things of the industry that have been a bummer.
I can, it's almost comparison. We talked about the other day. That's like the Impossible Burger coming out and going into McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like nobody.
Yeah, people want to hate it.
It doesn't affect me being vegan. It doesn't affect my way of living. And I don't have to go eat it. Like I'm still going to be a skater. I don't have to support the Olympics. I don't have to support Burger King. But it's an opportunity for something to take it to the next level. And for skateboarding being Olympics, to me, not being a pro skater, I think it's freaking amazing because you go from being chased by the police and getting kicked out of every place growing up to it was just something to do and fun with your friends. Then it becomes like actual sport. Then it becomes a career.
Yeah,
it becomes like,
and also like the Impossible Burger is like they're doing better for themselves as a company. Mm-hmm. Which in turn is better.
It helps. Man.
It helps, right?
Totally.
Like if P-Rod right now hosted the Teen Choice Awards or whatever, I'm not going to be like, whoa, sell out, bro. I'm going to be like, that's great. Good for him.
Yeah.
You know, like
totally.
Good for him. I hope that was like lucrative. It was a great experience. Yeah. You had fun. I hope that for my friend. And then also, some kid might have been watching that and just like being like, wait, that dude's a skater? I like his style. I like how that dude looks and how he carries himself. I want to look into skateboarding too.
Exactly.
Great.
It helps everybody. It trickles down to all independent skate shops.
That's it.
Skate companies.
Yeah.
And so and the Impossible Burger trickles down to all like the vegans, and it helps the animals and the planet. It helps everything, man.
Totally.
But I do get where people, it's the same thing as like, you know, if you're playing in the basement to 10 kids and then 2 weeks later you get a record deal and then you play out to more crowds and people are like, oh my God, you sold out. You're like, you're not mine anymore.
You're not mine
this
anymore.
Skateboarding thing's just ours. Oh, now it's in Olympics. Oh, it's not cool anymore. Or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not for it's only for us. It's not for the whole world. Should not. We're like, we're the black sheep and all that
and
stuff.
Also like the hard part is like, if you can address those people and talk to them about their feelings individually, most people are good.
Yeah.
Most people will be reasonable. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, yeah, you know, I just feel like this. And you can address those feelings with them. You know?
And once you talk to them, yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah, you know, I just miss the shows where like it was just us. And be like, you know what, man? I miss those shows too. You know, maybe we should play more like small gigs and like secret shows, and how should we go about that? How should we go about that, like in your opinion? And then they can come up with ideas, and you know, like I don't know. I feel like conversations are pretty important to have, and they're not really. A lot of them aren't being had nowadays with social media.
Not at all, man.
And how divisive things are.
100%, man.
It's very
just having
divisive.
A conversation, just like not being on our phones for this. How long we're on the phone? It's so nice to talk to a person,
dude. It's incredible to talk to a person.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like that no more.
Yeah.
Let alone even have an argument on the internet or any of that stuff. It's like not even worth anybody's time.
Because there's so much is lost in how you and how you say those words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just
Yeah.
like if you get like a court reading of these words you said,
Yeah.
they could sound terrible,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or you put some like compassion behind them and they sound great.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same words. It's just how you say it. And I think that
That's a good
people can pick that up and be like, you know what? This guy, Toby, he like cares about his fans and playing those small shows. He cares. He sees us. So like, I feel good about this. Like, and I want them to have success. You know, I've changed my point of view. I do miss that, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Just like your kid goes to college, you're going to be sad that your kid's gone, but you're happy that your kid's going to college.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. All right, almost done. I have a question. This is a hard question. Some people say they don't. Some people say they do. You have any regrets?
I have so many regrets.
Is there one that like stands out to you that?
Yeah. I regret my brain didn't grow up
Okay.
and had like
I'm
a
listening.
Peter Pan syndrome. Even if I were more adult than a lot of my counterparts in like the industry,
I'm listening. Yep.
I definitely feel like the connection to my brain of like how to put effort into things that weren't just skateboarding and like be able to juggle that and have that desire to do hard things and hard work that I didn't necessarily like doing.
Yeah.
There were some things like being a parent that I did do, but a lot of things that I'd just be like, I really don't feel like doing that. And instead of going about it and doing it, I would just be like, oh, let me procrastinate and not have to do that.
You mean like pushing off stuff that made you an adult because you loved doing what you love and traveling and
Precisely.
Yeah, same thing. That's the
Precisely.
same thing as a musician. I feel like, yeah, I'm still a kid. I know I'm 50 years old in a 50-year-old man's body, but I feel very young. And it's because I do what I love, I think, and I play music, and I think playing music keeps you young. I think doing what you love that makes you happy keeps you young. I feel like that.
It does, but you also have to combat that and be like, look, everybody else is growing up around me, and they seem to be able to handle this type of situation and not they seem to handle these things head on. And I'm not doing that because I don't feel like it, whether that be taxes or or
It's grown-up stuff, man.
Yeah, budget. Like it's just grown-up stuff that
You didn't want to do.
You have to do. You have to do these things.
But did you not have to do it because you had people doing it for you?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the thing. You have somebody else doing it for you, and like I'm still guilty of it. I'm still guilty of like these things. Like
I would say I am.
It's
too.
like that Lard song where he's like, nowadays most of us, and he talks about like having somebody purchase your theater tickets and clean your house and like make sure of this thing and this thing and this thing. We want somebody else to do all these things. Like do your yard work, like, and we're all kind of guilty of it. Like we live this life.
You do your own yard work?
Hell no.
Neither do I. But
No.
I'm thinking about getting rid of the person and just buying a lawnmower and doing it myself,
And
man.
just doing it yourself.
I know, because
but you're like, well, time is money. How much money versus time is working?
I'll make my son do it. He cut the grass.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's that too. It's like teaching your kids those lessons of like, yeah, this stuff sucks, because you want your kids to have like a good life.
Yes.
But you also want them, you don't want them to have as colorful a life as you had, but you also want them to have these stories that you have when they're grown up. Like you don't want them to be like, I kind of didn't do anything.
And also work for their stuff too.
And work for their stuff.
And hustle for it.
So it's tough.
It is tough. It's tough to really balance that reality, because I feel like being in a band and touring, and that's fantasy. Like when I'm on tour and I have no responsibilities and I'm away from my family and I'm just playing 40 minutes to an hour a night, that's all I have to do in the whole day. Nothing else. Sleep all day in the bus, go to these different cities.
That's right.
It's just like, I'm not responsible. I'm just like with my friends talking like sailors, like where it's young. It's a young man's game, even though we're not young, but then coming home, it's straight to reality, man.
Yeah, dude, there's that. And what you're saying with that is it's true. It's like there's this, stress is the same. it's the same feeling whether it's real or it's not real, right? Your experience, your feelings are real. And so that's another regret, is that I kind of put off stress and hid from the stress because it would stress me out quickly. And so I put away these things that I didn't want to do.
You lived in your bubble, kind of.
I lived in my bubble, and I put away these things I didn't want to do, right? Because they felt stressful, and then I felt overwhelmed and stressed out by the littlest thing. So you're like, yeah, we have to play 40 minutes a day. Other than that, I'm just hanging out doing nothing. But I bet you felt busy at times.
Totally.
You felt like, oh man, I felt like I couldn't take guitar lessons because I just didn't have it. Like, what, I have to be there on Thursday at this time. You know, like, what if I want to be somewhere else at that time? So like, I can't, because like, then I won't be able to just do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want.
Yeah.
And it's like, then I had a kid and I was like, oh my God, I had so much time, but now I don't have time because like now I got this. And then I like started to get busier and had another kid, and I'm like, oh my God, I have no time. And so now I'm thinking, dude, I have no time. I have so much time.
Yeah.
I have so much time.
You do. Especially now in this reality too.
Oh, in COVID, I could be a session guitarist right now if I had dealt with that stress situation.
I mean,
a long
people are
time ago.
becoming cooks, people are becoming handyman during this whole lockdown. Like you could have been a singer, man.
I could have been a singer in a rock and roll band.
Do your kids skate?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Wyatt skates a little bit. Penelope can skate. She was definitely born with talent, but doesn't really skate. But it's probably very stressful, you know, for them to be like like my son to be the son of, you know.
Yeah, 100%. I feel that too.
That's probably pretty tough.
That's why I'm glad my son plays the drums. It does nothing that I do, and I can't play the drums. He surfs. I can't surf. He's a street skater. I can't street skate.
That's so funny. That's like Riley Hawk. Riley Hawk is like an incredible street skater. Dad just skates very, like, so good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He was definitely given this talent. He has this talent. And like,
you think he can do a trick his dad can't do though? That's a hard question. That's a hard.
He totally can do tricks that his dad can't do.
Okay.
Just because the application doesn't work.
Okay.
And Riley's extremely good.
Okay.
Like he's so like he did, I mean, psycho tricks. But as like equivalency, like if you were just like that trick and how hard it is, but on vert, no.
Yeah, okay.
Not a chance.
Okay.
Tony can do all of it on vert. All of it.
So, and still do it.
Yeah, now.
It's crazy, man.
It's so cool. Like what a hero. What an actual hero. He should probably be a G.I. Joe, right?
Wow.
Like he was a Simpsons character. Why doesn't he have a G.I. Joe?
He is an action hero. I mean, he's phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
we're going to check out his son's coffee shop on the way home, I think.
Oh, nice.
Already has one.
Yeah, it's right in Oceanside.
What about the Maloofs? They never paid you $1 million.
Never paid me $1 million, but they never did that contest. So, and also it was just a ploy to get Street League's exclusivity contract to break. And they were like, this will get them. And then Rob's like, oh yeah, you can go do that contest. Take their $1 million. And then they're like, damn.
Are they still around?
Nah. They started doing contests somewhere else because we had a contract that said if they do another contest in the United States, they have to offer me this $1 million.
Are you for real?
Yeah. And I forget for how many years it was. So maybe they're just they're just waiting till I can't win it, you know? They're like, okay, he's gone.
The Maloofs. Is there a trick that you never learned that you wish you did? Like a make twists.
Inverts.
Inverts.
That's
I love it. I'm going to do an invert today.
Oh my God. I want to do an invert so bad. And like, it's like the skateboard trick. Like if I think like skateboarding, I think of a dude just fully like cranked up on a ramp. Like,
I love hand plants, dude. That's I love vert. That's my whole thing, but I do love hand. I like Madonnas, dude, so much.
Yeah?
Madonna airs?
They're cool.
Sick. You ever try one?
Yeah, I've done them.
Okay.
I've done them, but never on vert. And also, like, I think my Madonna is like it's not as much my board launching up to my hand and my leg being really far down as it is I reach down, grab my board, kick off my foot a little bit. I've never gotten like full extension. I've never straightened my knee. You know?
Straighten your knee. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I did that either.
I like a crossbone.
Crossbone. Oh, yeah.
Like full, like Chris Miller style, like crank.
Chris Miller. Nobody talks about Chris Miller. He was incredible, man.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Chris Miller gets talked about in like the inner circle.
Is he still around?
Yeah. I see him in Oceanside. Like I ate at Campfire one night and he was in there.
He had great indie airs and great front sides and like.
Dude, the crossbone, the like the straight up sort of backside shifty frontside air that he does where he cranks and then pulls it back around. That's one of those, the sickest move. And I asked Tony Hawk for tips on it.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, how do I do this? And he's like, just straighten your back leg and it'll look like a crossbone from some angle.
I love Japan airs. Dude, those were Tony Hawk are the best Japan airs, man.
He's got a wicked one, and Mike Carroll has a psycho good one.
Okay.
But like, and Sal Barbier, obviously, but like, there weren't too many dudes. It was like Tommy Guerrero and like a couple other dudes had good Japan airs. Everybody else had weird mutes.
Okay, weird mute airs, yeah.
Weird mute grabs. They weren't like cranking it.
I like Jeff Phillips had a great Madonna air. And boneless. He had a great frontside boneless too.
You know what's a good one is like the fast plants.
Fast plants.
Fast plants are sick. And I don't understand how you take off your back foot like that.
I remember who did those really good. Not Rob Roskop.
Dwayne Peters.
Not Neil Blender. Yeah, Dwayne Peters for sure.
He had them and who? Oh,
it was like a bigger
Grosso.
Grosso? Yeah,
Grosso
Grosso.
had them really good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was somebody else who had them too. Tom Boyle. Tom Boyle had them.
Remember Tony Magnuson?
Mm-hmm.
He was ill with the airs and...
It seems so free and fun and rad.
What, vert and flying in the sky?
Yeah, flying in the sky.
Dude, Christian Soy with the...
I just don't know if I'd be able to like transfer all of what I know over there as quickly as my brain would transfer. My brain would be like...
Okay.
My brain would be like, yeah, you should totally try cab heel flip indies. Meanwhile, I'm like not ready, and I'll fully pop an ollie off of the lip and go flying.
Did you do good vert tricks though?
When I skated vert, I did a couple. I did one kickflip indie, and I felt like I was like, that was like my.
That's pretty sick.
That was my peak. I did it.
Even like a rail slide, like cabs rail slides in pools. Oh man,
that seems so fun, especially in a pool because it starts to turn toward you, so it holds you in that spot. So you're in the face, ready to pull back in, but you're still like connecting. Mm-hmm. You're not like getting away from the coping.
Did you like freestyles like Pearl Willender, obviously Rodney Mullen?
I did, which is funny because we talked about how I didn't like runs because it felt like a figure skater.
Yeah.
But I thought freestyle skating was cool.
Steve Rocco.
You know what freestyle skating I really do like is freestyle skating not on that stupid little board.
Okay.
So when Rodney would do freestyle stuff on a normal skateboard or like an old school board, I was like sold.
Okay.
That was so sick. You know?
I never see him do that. I think on any little boards.
Yeah, dude. Watch Plan B Secondhand Smoke.
Okay.
He does like a couple tricks, and then his globe part, he does a lot of freestyle stuff, and he like started to integrate the freestyle stuff with his street stuff. So he would do like, he'd be back 5-0ing a picnic table, and then he'd reach down and grab the nose and do like a shove it finger flip with the nose, dude, with his hand on it. Mm-hmm. And you're like, damn, you're the shit.
He's so ill, man.
He's so ill.
I would skate vert on a Rodney Mullen freestyle board.
What?
My whole thing was freestyle boards on ramps. I'll send you pictures. And
that's psycho, dude. And
I won. I was in the Narragansett skate contest, and Fred Smith was there too. I got second place in my freestyle contest. That was in Thrasher Magazine, 1983.
Sick.
And there's a picture of all of us on the ramp together, and I'm on the top. I'm waving. And it's like all my friends, Fred Smith, like a whole crew.
That's
pretty cool.
Rad.
That was like my main thing, like getting in Thrasher. That was pretty. I'm sure you've been in Thrasher with all that stuff.
I've been, yeah.
Couple covers.
Yeah.
How many covers? How many covers?
Of Thrasher?
Yeah.
I can think of 4.
Can you be on Transworld and Thrasher?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
Transworld?
Not the same month, usually. Okay. I've been on Transworld. I've been on Thrasher.
What was your first cover what was your first cover?
Oh, goodness.
Of a mag like that.
I wonder. I don't know. It was
probably Thrasher before Transworld, maybe. I don't know, maybe not.
There was a buyer's guide I got the cover of.
Catalogs.
That might have been the first one. Yeah, I don't know when I first got the cover. I think all of my covers were because of something
that
I was doing, except for there were a few things that were just good, strong photos.
Yeah.
But usually it was Scare of the Year. I won Wallenberg, or there was Reader's Choice thing and buyer's guides and stuff like that.
Was that exciting to you being on Thrasher? I'm sure, right?
Oh, dude, there's something special where every now and then I'll think about the name Thrasher, and it'll hit me. It'll hit me in my memory bank that brings me back to what that name meant.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid,
mm-hmm.
that you can't really tap into that feeling anymore.
Got you.
Just because you're grown up and this name has been there for so long that it's not hitting you the same way that it used to.
Yeah.
But every now and then I can think about it and I can find that feeling again.
It's awesome, man.
I have a really, really, really rad Thrasher shirt that's from back in the day. It's a puss head shirt. It has a dude skating a launch ramp, a 3-shot sequence of a dude skating a launch ramp, and then there's this puss head drawing of homeboy doing a judo air.
Sick.
Looking like Casey Jones. Dude with a mask. It's
That's
so
awesome.
Good. It's so good.
You maybe have to look at sequence shots in magazines to learn tricks and not have videos. So it's
totally.
That was crazy, man. Just have to walk through the picture.
Yep. I can think of one right now. Anthony Oglesby doing a pressure flip on a bank, and he's carving up like he would do a frontside carve on the bank, and he carves up it, and he does a pressure flip, and it goes all the way 180, and then he lands on his back wheels, and he sweeps it frontside down the bank, and I remember staring at it and just going that's how you do it. That's where his foot is. I see it.
You studied that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. That's how he did it. If his foot was on the side, right behind the wheel, that's where he gets that pressure.
You taught my son how to do a kickflip.
Tray flip,
yeah.
And he did it, dude. He was so psyched.
Yeah, I remember at the barracks.
It was rad, though, because he had the dedication. He was he was going to tray flip that night.
Mm-hmm.
Come hell or high water. If he couldn't do it flat, he was going to start doing it off the ledge. You know? If it didn't rotate, he was gonna find a way.
That's the thing about skateboarding that I love, that you wouldn't have a phone. You could do it by yourself or with friends, and you try a trick all day over and over again by yourself in a parking lot till you get the trick. And when you finally get the trick, it's an amazing feeling. It's a high that it's unexplainable. And you do that the next day for the next trick, or you know what I mean? Just how you just
short-term goals,
falling down, cutting your knees, just getting hurt, bloody.
Yep.
Just to learn the trick. That's such an amazing thing, man.
You're dying for it.
Mm-hmm.
You need it so badly that it's worth any sacrifice to make that move happen. And you're doing it and doing it and doing it all day long. And then you meet that goal, and you don't even have to think about the next goal. The next short-term goal is laid out already. You know what you're doing next instantly.
Yeah. And
or you go skating and you're just having fun, and then the goal presents itself.
Yeah,
the challenge pops up where you're just you tried something random, you got kind of close, and now you're trying to do a pressure flip nose slide on a curb.
Yeah.
And that's the new goal. And what's weird is it still happens. I've been skating for 30 years, and it still happens every time I go skate.
Wow.
Every time I go skate, something presents itself, and I'm still learning tricks. And
Still learning.
I learn a new trick at least every week.
Wow.
At very least. But most days I go out, I learn something new.
A trick that you created, or a trick that you always want?
Just a variation of something that I never did. Creating moves is definitely difficult, but it totally happens. Mm-hmm. It's usually now it's variations of things 180 fakie manuals. I never really was good at them. And so I'll get into that. And then if you do 180 fakie manual kickflip, That's a trick you never did. And then you
Put them all together.
fakey frontside flip. That's another one. And then you do like shove a heel flip out of it, and you got another new trick. And there's a limitless amount in just the frontside 180 fakey manuals. So like, there's no way to beat the game of skateboarding, but I try and I try and I try.
Still try to this day.
Yeah, I want to win.
And still as passionate and still and you enjoy it just as much as you always have.
Dude, it's so fun. The only thing that's a bummer is when my energy isn't there. Like, I want to jump like I'm 12 all day long forever. And I've got other stuff to do, or I like gas out, or things start to hurt and I have to pick and choose my battles, because I'd rather just try and try and try and try until the trick works, rather than being like, okay, you know what? I'm not guaranteed I'm going to make this today. You know, I'm trying a trick like filming on a handrail. It's kind of tech. The run-up's not exactly right. I'm gassing out because I skated this thing before this. It makes more sense for me to come back. Let me make the smart decision here.
Smart, dude.
And come back with fresh legs, knowing what I know now, and I'll just be able to do it next time.
Yeah. That's smart. You have to keep all your energy and everything and organize your time. And did you ever break any bones?
Yeah, I broke my teeth a bunch. Breaking your teeth sucks.
Are those fake teeth?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they're so pretty. They're falling. They're falling out right now.
So you knocked all those teeth out?
Yeah, like I smashed them. I never knocked them all out at one time. I broke one, killed the other one, and then chipped the other two.
Wow.
And then they had like gravel stuck in them. And then over time, the ones with the one next to the one that I broke, that one died from the inside. So I had to get that one root canaled and redone. And then the other two were so chipped up from the gravel and stuff that they needed to be veneered.
Yeah.
And then I got hit like a couple summers ago. I got hit like in the nose with my board, like right underneath my nose, and it broke the posts that hold my teeth in.
Holy shit.
And so like now I have to get my teeth redone again.
Wow, man. So that's the major.
Those are the shittiest ones.
Yeah.
Because they're not just like, oh man, now I'm in a cast and this sucks. You know, can't wipe my ass. I got this cast on. It's your mouth. And so, you know, because you have a lot of tattoos, there are places on your body where you can pretend it's not yours. You know, you can stick your arm out and just be like, it's not mine, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that when you're getting a tooth drilled.
Nah, dude.
It's in your face. It's terrible.
Brutal, man.
It's terrible.
So that's the main ones for you.
Those are the main ones. You know, splitting eyebrows and like I broke my leg, but I never got it checked out. And I broke my foot. Like I think both of them, I've broken like that outside bone.
Oof.
But also never went and got it checked out. I've broken fingers and dislocated fingers and never really got them checked out.
All the concussions.
Dude, so many concussions.
Wow.
You know what sucks about the concussions is A, I don't want CTE. B, I didn't know what being knocked out was until like a couple years ago. Like not long ago, I was being told a story about when I passed out. And I was like, no, I wasn't passed out. I just like got the white curtain in front of my eyes and I could still hear everything that was going on around me. And they're like, no, you were asleep. You were out for like a while. And I was like, oh shit. Like, is that what being knocked out is? And then then it all started coming back to me. All of the different times that it was like, that's knocked out. I was knocked out there. I was knocked out there. I was knocked out there.
Wow.
Like just so many knockouts.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh, damn it.
Wow. That's a lot, man. It's like a boxer's life.
Yeah. It's kind of scary. Maybe they'll find a cure for CTE by the time it's like there.
Maybe.
You know, maybe they'll be like, oh, you just eat more carrots, or I don't know. You know,
that could be possible.
Wishful thinking.
My last question is, it's pretty much know the answer. Are you an optimist or pessimist? But I know that you're an optimist.
I'm an optimist, like almost to a fault, because I found that worrying about things doesn't help me.
Doesn't help.
It doesn't
Especially
help.
things you can't control.
Yeah.
It's happening now.
Yeah. And the only problem with it is there are things that I probably could, and I don't look in there because it's so scary that I just avoid it. But I'm definitely an optimist because I know that I can find happiness in little things.
Yep.
You know, like when the wind blows, when the leaves change, the sky's blue, my hand works, my eyes work, I can hear music. I can find happiness in that.
It's awesome.
You know, all my stuff is gone and that makes me sad, but look at my little space. You know, I've got this tiny house in the woods and that's my house, and look how cute it is, and that's mine. And then I'm happy again.
Yeah. But everything you start with, like, there's a thing, Napoleon Hill, he started PMA. He says, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And that's like the whole thing for PMA. Like, you put your mind to it, you stick to it and focus on it. I believe that stuff really works, man, a lot of the times.
I think you're right. And I think that you sell it on people. Like, people are smart, man. Like, for the most part, they can sense things, like how dogs stare at each other and they like all of a sudden they just got beef out of nowhere. You're like, they know something I don't know. You know, I feel like people have that same sense, and like when you're like believing in the right things and you're putting out like the truth, people pick up on it.
I agree, man.
Especially when you've actually lived.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
We actually lived.
I like positivity more than negativity.
Yes,
100%. But when positivity goes wrong is when you're a 22-year-old motivational speaker who has lived a extremely charmed life, hasn't seen any hard times, and you're telling me how to deal with hard times. Then I'm like, hey, I'm happy you're not talking shit on the internet. That's great. You might, though, want to leave this up to the dudes that have
you gotta live a little.
Lived.
You gotta live and be through a lot of stuff, hardships, all that stuff, man.
Yeah. Or like go out, experience that shit, like learn from other people who have experienced that shit, and come back to the table with something.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree too. But you were definitely a shining example of PMA and focusing on everything and get to where you are now. It's an amazing journey. It's awesome, man. You had a long career, man. And always stayed yourself and always been true to yourself, you know? It says a lot.
It's the easier way.
Yeah, but it works, and you don't have to do the other stuff. And
that's right.
And be happy with yourself and your beliefs and stick to them, you know?
That's right. And also second guess them. Think about them, you know? Think about your beliefs. Are they right?
Yeah.
How would somebody else feel, you know? Like if they, you know, that's important. That's an important part of it. And I think a lot of who I am stemmed from thinking about all of those situations, as many situations as I could conceive being in.
Yeah.
I would put myself in other shoes when I was younger, like real young, like 13, 14. I would just sit in my bed and think about like, you know, like to the best of my ability, if I were a female and this were happening, how would I feel? You know, and try to like understand. Just try to understand with the best of what I got.
Yeah. And
I think that helps.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're very in tune with your body and your mind and all that.
Well, that'll be a first. That makes one of us.
Okay, we covered a lot. I really appreciate you having me in your house and giving me your time today. So you have time. You have time to do this. But
yeah.
I think we talked about everything. All your influences. Yeah, man. I think we covered. Vern, we covered a lot, Vern? Yeah. You ready to shred the gnar? And I'm excited. So I've been on Chris Cole's podcast twice. Whenever that's going to come out, maybe I shouldn't talk about it on here, but this is a podcast coming. Is there a name for it?
Yeah, Common Ground.
Okay.
Toby Morse, part 1, part 2.
Featuring Cole Tang. I appreciate you having me on your podcast, and thanks for having me in your house.
Yeah, thanks for coming down, man.
I think that was wonderful. I feel like we had like a little therapy section. I felt nice talking to you. 2.5 hours. Wow.
So look at that. Vern's like, it felt like it. So
whatever, Vern. Thank you, Vern, for coming down with me, Vern. All right. I think that's good, man.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Bye.
Later.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.